first topic, Zion Williamson. Now, we talked about this earlier in the week. We talked about it last week at some point. But here is what happened. A Florida judge ruled that Zion is not going to have to testify under oath. And Daniel Wallach, who is a legal analyst on Twitter, whatever. There we go. Matt said signed out and came back in. He's good. Zion is granted a full stay of the Florida lawsuit brought by Gina Ford. The third DCA's order states that the, quote, trial court's proceedings are hereby stayed. This means he will not have to answer Ford's discovery requests for now as the venue shifts to North Carolina. Basically, this was expected precedent, right? We talked about this before. Michael said, congrats, fellas. Next will be ESPN. You'll be off. Will you be off YouTube, Twitch? Winning Cures Everything is still happening. Like, we're still going to be doing Winning Cures Everything. It's just that our college football content will be at SBR. We're still talking NFL. We're still talking all the other sports.
Everything else we do is still going there.
Still going to be right here. It may not be on Twitch. It'll still be, we'll upload videos or shows or whatever to Facebook, YouTube, and on the podcast. So I don't know about Periscope. I don't know. We'll see if we have time to do them live or if we have to record them and release them later. But we'll figure that out. Either way, the shows will still come out. So you can find us at Winning Cures Everything, and you can find us at SBR. So everything will be good to go. So if you want your college football content, SBR is going to be the place to go. So Daniel Wallach, basically this was a precedent for Zion Williamson, right? Thanks to Sergey Fedorov, we knew this was probably going to go this way. They weren't going to make Zion answer these questions. However, there is still the chance in North Carolina that they will be able to they'll be able to convince another judge to make him answer those questions. However, Gina Ford is going to have to file another motion and get the discovery approved and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, Chris, I mean, what do you think here? Like, is this a lost cause at this point?
I don't know if this is a lost cause, but I feel like we get so close to actually getting
real answers,
a big school, a big dog, and all this stuff, and they just find ways to skate all these rules. And it's so strange to me that every medium-sized school in the country just finds ways of getting hammered, and all the big boys find loopholes. And it's something now remember, I'm a fan of a big boy school, okay? But I don't like bullies. I don't like that rules are only for those, who basically can't afford good lawyers or whatever. I'm just not a fan of that. I don't like it. I don't like that Duke is probably going to get away with this. This isn't against the Zion thing, which, if this lady helped work the deal that got you a lot of money and got your family taken care of while you're at Duke, and you're not going to take care of her and she somehow didn't get paid for her services, shame on everybody involved. Okay?
Agreed. For anybody that wants to know why we are, it's not that we are necessarily rooting for Duke to get in trouble.
Nope.
But we kind of are, and the reason is, like, these are just a few of the instances, and thanks to Bobby Regan over at Barstool that hopped on with me back in February, he posted an article and said, it is important to remember that Lance Thomas received $100,000 in credit from a jeweler, used at $30,000 in cash while a student. The jeweler refused to work with the NCAA, so the NCAA just dropped it. It's important to remember that Corey Maggette admitted that he took cash payments from his summer league coach that would make him ineligible at Duke, but he didn't miss any games, and the NCAA didn't do anything about it.
Nope.
Let's see. It's and all the different things as to why Coach K is kind of a dirtbag, and everybody loves him so much that they're just not going to talk about it. But I mean, he was screaming at a kid after the Virginia Tech game 2 years ago. Coach K lectured an Oregon player in the handshake line that hit a three at the end of the game to beat Duke. Like, I mean, just all sorts of different stuff. Like, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. Simi Ojule's mother, I think that's right. He yelled at her mom, or at his mom, when they said that they wanted to transfer, like screamed at him. It is important to remember that Wendell Carter Jr.'s mom called him out for being a liar. My initial reaction, I was pissed, and it wasn't pissed because Marvin was coming. To be honest, I felt like that information was kept from us, Kalia Carter said. It felt shady. It felt like my baby was going to get kicked to the curb. It felt like all of that. So this stuff has been going on for a long, long time, right? And nothing ever happens.
But they got that swoosh on their shoulder.
Yeah.
And so they get to do whatever the hell they want. But you put an Under Armour logo there or an Adidas logo there, and we get dig deep in them. And that's my problem.
Let me read you what he said. Let's see. Michael said the NCAA makes Coach K look so clean. He's their poster boy. They'll protect him until the end. Matt said talk to former athletes, and they all have stories of getting money or some kind of benefit. Yeah, that's true. This is exactly what Regan said. He said he might very well be the greatest college hoops coach, but it's no doubt that he's a lying dickhead who's a sore loser and has gotten lucky breaks all over the place to avoid NCAA sanctions. That's why people care about this Zion thing. Nobody gives a crap if Zion actually got paid because he deserved to get paid. It's the fact that Kay and Duke have this history of being lying dickheads. It's important to remember that.
Well, I will tell you that I also see the side of Miss Gina Ford. Yep. Someone who worked a deal, negotiated something, but because these rules are all backdoor deals done under the table, she has to. You're not going to have some ironclad contract protecting you when cash is being involved to move from one place to the other, okay? And so, therefore, it's easy to leave her out in the dry and just not pay her. No, she worked a service for you. Somebody needs to nut up and pay her for her services.
Yes, 100%.
And now, because she's gone so far without payment and been let go of her job, there's punitive damage on top of that now. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with her fighting this lawsuit. And I just hate that she is a little person in this world against the giant of Zion now, and who's a mega superstar.
And Nike.
Coach K, who is untouchable. Duke, who is untouchable. And Nike. I like, you've got this woman who's fighting these four behemoths. Yes, I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
It's not just the demise of Duke. I'm rooting for her to get what's hers.
Yes.
And if somebody wanted to stroke a check in the middle of the night or drop her some cash and say, sign this and make it all go away, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Like I can see her settling for like $10 million.
But my issue is big schools get away with this all the time. And that middle grade school that wants to one day play with the big boys always gets slapped back down, and they get slapped back down by either the government or the NCAA. You don't belong here. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, I agree. I mean, we always kind of pull for the underdogs. Damian, there's something going on with YouTube. I don't know what it is, but his stuff is coming across like 4 and 5 times. So there's something up with YouTube. Damian said, funny how people can get away with anything when they are rich or famous. And then Damian said, Duke equals white privilege. We ain't getting into that today. Joseph said, did she illegally provide or negotiate benefits to Zion's parents? If so, it might bite her in the end, sadly. Yes, she did.
Well, that's it. Yes,
but that's why she's trying to get this.
In college sports do it because that's the business.
Yeah, that's the business. That's what you have to do. And that's why she was trying to get that stuff brought out in Discovery.
Now, what she did wasn't illegal. It's illegal in the NCAA's world. Yeah. She didn't do this. This isn't money laundering stuff.
No, it would just make him ineligible.
Got into with Adidas and some of the FBI issues. Those are fraud and money laundering situations, which is why the FBI got involved. Yeah. This is not a legal thing. This is a break an NCAA rule thing.
Yes. Michael said, why the hell didn't they just pay her? Money is nothing to them. The bad publicity is far worse than writing a check. That being said, I hope she never goes away, and I hope she keeps fighting.
This is the question. I don't know why. And if I was a North Carolina booster and a Kentucky booster and a Louisville booster and a Virginia Tech booster, a Kansas booster, I'd be stroking her lawyer bills all day long.
Yeah.
Send them to me,
like,
baby.
Keep fighting this. I'll keep paying.
Don't let them get off the hook because we get hammered every time something happens. Well, maybe not North Carolina. North Carolina, he's one of those guys that kind of gets away with a lot of shit. But
this is true.
But no, if I was a rival of theirs that's constantly getting bombarded by the NCAA, 100%, I'd be saying, send me that bill. Yes. Just don't let them off the hook. You keep filing motion after motion after motion. You need some money for gas. You need some money to pay your light bills and your rent. I got you. Let us float you for a little bit. You keep fighting them because they get away with stuff forever.
Yes, they do. Yes, they
This
do.
is why I want this stuff. This is why I want these guys to be paid. I just want everything that's done in the darkness to be done in the light. I just want everybody to be able to see it. That's all I want.
And then we don't have to worry about it.
Yes, that's all I want. And then the best recruiters can get the best kids. You can go to school wherever the hell you want. We know that this school's offering you $200,000 and this school's offering you $220,000. If you choose them, you're taking the extra $20,000. But if they're both offering the same, you're actually getting to go wherever the hell you want to go to school. You're not going somewhere because you think that's the only way I can really help my family.
Damien said, don't people know how to read contracts before they sign them anymore? That's not what this is about.
That's not this at all.
This is, a group of people that think that they are bigger than any contract that they signed.
Yes.
So they can just get out of it whenever they want to. It's not that they didn't read a contract. Like that's
Gina Ford was licensed in Florida to negotiate these deals. Okay. She was not licensed in the state of North Carolina, which is where he chose to go to school at. And that is Zion's argument for why they don't owe her any money is while she worked the entire deal, he chose a school in which she didn't have a license to do whatever it is that she does for services.
Yeah. The whole thing's ridiculous. Hopefully they'll keep fighting the good fight, but I mean, we shall see, but this is definitely
if I was a big boy booster at Kentucky or Kansas or somebody that I'm just a constant thorn in their side of Duke, I would 100% be calling Gina Ford and saying, send me the bills. Yeah. Just send me your attorney bills and let's keep this thing going.
Now it is definitely a road bump, or a bump in the road, excuse me, but we'll get there. Matt said coming out with they are paying athletes can hurt academics. Who would want to go to a school where athletes are paid? Everybody?
I don't know anybody that wouldn't want to go to that school.
I agree. That
didn't make any sense at all.
I think you might have been being sarcastic, but we'll see.
Okay.
Let's dive into the next topic here. This one will be fairly quick. The Southern Heritage Classic is Michael asked, can WCE get the exclusive interview with her? I doubt that she'll be talking right now, but maybe
definitely
eventually.
Don't think she'll talk to us. But
yeah, I think it'll be a little while.